They say the sea remembers every clash of power, every secret whispered beneath its waves, but some voices stir its depths more violently than others. In recap, Martial God Asura, chapters 621-622, the aftermath of a ferocious duel ripples through the undersea world as Chu Feng dives into the abyss, chasing shadows that outrun even his Azure Dragon Dashing Technique. Little Fishy emerges, a radiant spark of impossible speed, drawing him deeper into the chaos where Ya Fei battles a monstrous force with wounds that burn like warnings. As mental messages collide silently beneath the waves, and loyalties hang uncertainly in the currents, one question trembles through the water and air alike. Will Chu Feng navigate these turbulent truths, or be swept aside by powers he cannot yet fathom? The sea trembled under the fading light, and a tension as thick as iron filled the air. Chu Feng's gaze followed two figures vanishing into the depths, and a plan sparked in his mind. Swiftly, he gauged their direction, then silently slipped beyond the crowd's notice, submerging himself into the cold embrace of the ocean. With a surge of his inner energy, he unleashed the Azure Dragon Dashing Technique, aiming to pursue them. Yet, no matter how he strained, frustration gripped him. Damn, I can't catch them. They move faster than I imagined. The gap in their power was simply too vast. Even his supreme secret skill faltered against such swiftness. Just as despair threatened to drown him, a soft, lilting voice floated to his ears, pulling him from his gloom. Looking down, he saw her, Little Fishy, her eyes wide, luminous, and brimming with curiosity. She smiled, a pure, dazzling curve that seemed to light the waters around her. Hold on to my feet, big brother. Grip tightly, she chirped, her voice a playful song in the underwater silence. Without hesitation, Chu Feng clutched her delicate ankle, entrusting his pursuit to her. Then, the water itself seemed to come alive. Currents twisted into streaks of white, tearing past him as Little Fishy surged forward. Her speed dwarfed even the Azure Dragon Dashing Technique. Chu Feng's jaw tightened, disbelief etched on his face. For swimming, it's faster than I could have imagined. The little girl, who appeared so ordinary, was a tempest in the sea, her abilities far beyond mortal comprehension. As she darted, she laughed joyfully, her voice mingling with the roar of the ocean. Yeah! Yeah! Little Fishy moved like a water dragon unleashed, soon closing the gap to Ya Fei and the monstrous opponent. Below them, chaos reigned. Ya Fei and the monster collided with devastating force, each strike churning the sea into a maelstrom of crashing waves and scattered debris. The power radiating from these rank 5 martial lords was enough to snap bones and crush steel, and Chu Feng dared not approach. Even a stray surge could end his life in an instant. He summoned the Black Tortoise Armor Technique, wrapping himself in its protective shell, and tried desperately to lock onto the monster with mental messages. Who are you? Why spare me before? Why ravage the innocent? I mean no harm. Perhaps I can even help you. His words, sent into the void, were met with silence. The monster offered no reply, as if either deaf to his entreaties or beyond the comprehension of ordinary thought. The underwater battlefield blurred with motion. Waves exploded and shadows collided. Chu Feng could perceive nothing of their movements, only raw, terrifying might, and the utter destruction enveloping the seabed. Then, with a sudden eruption of force, a figure shot toward him. Ya Fei, emerging from the chaos like a streak of silver lightning. Follow me, she commanded, her hand slicing through the barrier of his black tortoise armor, gripping his shoulder as if he were weightless. Without a word, she surged upward, tearing through the water toward the surface, carrying him in a swift, unstoppable current. Behind them, the ocean roared with furious howls. Chu Feng felt the monster's presence closing in, a shadow of doom approaching with terrifying speed. Instinctively, he sent a mental warning to Little Fishy. Escape! Then, with no hesitation, he flung her from his arms. You! Little Fishy's surprised cry echoed, but Ya Fei did not slow for a moment. Their momentum was relentless, the water around them exploding with poochie sounds as they pierced the surface. Only when they breached the clouds above did she finally release her speed, casting her gaze downward with sharp vigilance. Chu Feng took a breath, noting injuries across her left shoulder, bloody claw marks that testified to the monster's ferocity. Yet Ya Fei's attention was elsewhere, scanning the horizon for any trace of pursuit. When she was satisfied, her gaze swung to him, piercing, thorough, as if she sought to unravel every secret within him. Damn, a world spiritist as well, Chu Feng muttered inwardly, sensing her spirit power brushing against his mind. She might have even detected his previous mental messages to the monster. Her eyes narrowed, words sharp as blades. Are you allied with that monster? Chu Feng's heart skipped. What? No. Impossible, he replied, urgency lacing every syllable. Being within her hands, he could not risk a confession. Even he could not yet fathom the monster's true nature. Ya Fei's gaze hardened, unyielding. I caught every hidden mental message you sent to it. Do you dare deny it? A cunning smile crept across Chu Feng's face as he wove his words carefully. You heard me send the messages, yes. But how does that prove alliance? I was cursing it. Surely, cursing the monster does not mean I am its comrade. He gambled, relying on a slender hope. That while she detected the mental transmissions, she had not discerned the exact words within. Even a world spiritist might not capture the full truth of what he had whispered into the depths. In that suspended moment above the storm-tossed sea, the tension crackled. Beneath, the monster raged. Behind, a small but extraordinary girl vanished into safety, and between them, Chu Feng balanced on a knife's edge, weaving lies and truths alike as the threads of fate tightened around the living, the mystical, and the unknown. Listen closely, for the tale I am about to unfold is not for the faint of heart. It begins with a confrontation drenched in suspicion, where trust and deception dance a perilous waltz. In the shadowed corridors of the martial world, one young warrior faced a question that would decide his fate. You are clever indeed. Ya Fei's voice cut through the silence like a sharpened sword. Moments ago, your words were no curse. You were speaking to the monster, allied with it. How else could you walk beside that peculiar little lady? That child is no ordinary being. Her power surpasses that of the common cultivator, and none dare approach her. And yet, you journeyed with her. That alone tells me enough. Chu Feng's heart tightened, sensing the depth of her scrutiny. Ya Fei, a figure of piercing intellect and deadly grace, was no simple adversary. Her gaze weighed him like a blade against the throat of truth. I don't know what you mean, Chu Feng replied steadily, trying to mask the tension coiling within him. I cursed that monster for my sworn brother's death. My hatred for it is absolute. And as for little Fishy, she is indeed extraordinary. But why she clings to me, I cannot say. The bond exists, yes, but it is neither scheme nor alliance. If you draw conclusions from that, then you are mistaken. And yet, you wield your authority in such an unjust manner, Lady Ya Fei. A waste, truly, that the immortal Execution Archipelago holds you in such esteem. Her lips curled into a smile, one that twisted the air with an eerie chill. Chu Feng shivered, sensing the hidden edge beneath her elegance. If disbelief comforts you, then so be it, she murmured. We shall meet again. Before he could retreat, a sharp crack resounded. Bones splintered under immense force. His shoulder shattered in an instant. But the pain was only the beginning. Martial energy surged into him, overwhelming his body, twisting organs, shattering his strength, and igniting an agony that clawed at his very soul. Ah! Chu Feng screamed, hoping, perhaps, that the monster would appear, or that some passerby would come to aid him. But silence answered. Ya Fei's smile widened, cruel and knowing. She leaned close, her whisper a venomous caress. Do you think your stubbornness will save you? I will make you speak the truth. The torment deepened, layer upon layer, until sweat drenched his body, until his limbs refused their burden, and darkness claimed his vision. When consciousness returned, he found himself in a palace, radiant and terrifying in its grandeur, the kind built to entomb kings. But his relief was brief. He was bound upon a cross of immense power, helpless under invisible shackles. Not far off, Ya Fei stood, her beauty radiant yet laced with poison. You awaken at last, she said, her voice smooth as silk, yet edged with menace. A dagger, born of martial power, appeared in her delicate, snow-white palm. What do you intend? Chu Feng's brow furrowed, wary of her lethal elegance. Even her beauty betrayed the shadow within, a hidden venom that could not be reasoned with. Afraid? She asked, sliding the dagger along the contours of his body, each movement both seductive and deadly. Chu Feng held his gaze, his voice calm despite the peril. Afraid? That word has never touched my life. Speak, torture, kill. I shall endure all, but not a single word will I give. Ya Fei's smile deepened, a strange glimmer of intrigue in her eyes. Unyielding, are you? So you have chosen silence over life. Very well. With that, the dagger pierced his chest, sharp, deliberate, carving a trail of blood and agony. Yet Chu Feng remained mute, bearing the pain with the stoic resolve of a warrior. Ya Fei sneered, withdrawing the dagger to rip open a further wound. Cold sweat broke over Chu Feng's skin, his face pale as death, yet he endured. He even dared a grin. Is that all you've got? Women are still women. Shall I teach you the art of true torment? Her laughter was cold. Do you think I require instruction? She produced a small wooden box, opening it to reveal a faint radiance. Within swarmed countless blood-red insects, no larger than ants, but each a creature of horror, black claws clicking endlessly in the enclosed space. They are soul-eating insects, she whispered, each word dripping like poison into his mind. They will invade your body, consume your organs, seize your mind, and finally dominate your soul. When they do, every command I give, every question I ask, will be answered without hesitation. Every action I desire will be fulfilled. But first, you will taste agony beyond imagining. Bit by bit, body and soul shall be shredded. Let us see if your spirit can endure what your flesh cannot. The air seemed to darken around them, a foreboding silence pressing in. Chu Feng, bound and battered, met her gaze with unwavering resolve, the storm of the martial world swirling in his veins. This was a battle not just of body, but of soul, a legend unfolding, drenched in pain, power, and the unforgiving dance of hidden poison.